Hi everyone, welcome back to the Altium Develop series. Not most or all the hardware failures just because of the bad engineering, they can be caused by the invisible decisions. So, today we will discuss how Altium Develop introduces observability. So, when we talk about the observability means to find the answers that what is being changed, who changed it, why was it changed, and what did it affect. Basically, these are all the review points when someone is reviewing the design. So the traditional hardware team lacks the observability because of the system was on email based decisions or the offline PDFs, verbal decisions, and hidden schematics edits. But these all issues are now resolved by Altium Designer Develop. So let's get started. Observability has different layers. When we talk about on the observability, different layers are there. Change observability is one of the layer. We call it a layer one. It means we have to find the answer who changed what. So another observability is context observability. In this, we will be finding why it is changed. And the third is impact observability. In this, we have to find what it affect, what is being changed, and what it will affect. So let's start with the level one observability, in which we will be finding who changed what. So for this, the best option is to go over the history option of your project, in which you will get all the observability of who changed what. So let it be loaded, and here you can see all the changes like MCAT changes suggested. MCAT designer did some changes. The name is written over here and the date and the time 10th November 5:31 p.m. At this time and date the designer changed something, and what is being changed, the file is over here. The file, when you can see the file name is also written in the schematics file or either a PCB file. Project committed, and project committed at by this person 10th November 11:23 a.m. When you click on the arrow, you will see where it is being changed. PCB1.pcb doc. Here in this file, the designer made some changes. So, and all the observability of who changed what can be found over here. So we can get our first observability analysis over here, project history, by exploring the project history. Secondly, uh, context observability, in which we have to find why it changed, why something is changed. So for this, the comment thread is the best option, where the designers communicate and the comments are written. So here you can see the checkbox box with written label 1. When we click over here, we can see the comment. I have changed the input power. Why it is changed? Because it's changed to 24 volt because the power requirements are changed. And in the second comment, you can see buttons quantity increased to 5 from 4, because in the requirements portal, the requirements got changed from 4 to 5. That's why it's changed. And the third comment, we will see the change the MCU part of it, because in the requirements portal it is written to use all the functionalities. For this, the previous MCU lacks the number of pins. That's why it is changed. It's all written in the requirements portal. And the fourth comment is to increase the track thickness. So in this way, when an observer comes to observe the schematics, what is going on over here, he can see by the comments thread that why it is changed. So it was the second layer. So the third layer uh, has the impact observability. Is the impact observability. What will be the impact of the change? What will it affect? So for this, we will take a simple example of BOM manufacturer life cycle. When something is changed, so it can be affected by, it can affect the BOM. The maybe the part number is end of cycle, end of life. To see this, let's open another project. Let's try this observability on some other project and open this demo project. And let's say let it's loading, initializing viewer. Okay, so on the top side you can see the BOM option is over here, in which you have the active BOM, and an observer can observe what is in the BOM and what are the components and what is out of date. So here it is written out of date. Revision status is out of date for this part. So in this way we can observe what is affected when the part is changed. And here the manufacture life cycle, this part life cycle is unknown, so we are not sure either it is in the production or end out of date or end of life. So we have to be sure when we are changing any component. And it was the third layer of observability, for which we can see what it affect whenever the component is changed with respect to the BOM. So it can be viewed, and by it can be viewed in the active BOM. Lastly, if an observer wants to observe some specific component or a designator, he can just search that designator, as I have written C1, and here you can see the capacitor C1 highlighted, and I can see the value and all the description of this on the right side. It's an aluminum electrolytic capacitor. It's a ceramic capacitor. C3 is a ceramic capacitor and electrolytic. So usually the high value capacitor is very close to the power supply, very close to the power rail. So I think it should be on the left side, and the value should be increased from uh, zero point 0.1 UF to 10 UF, or use the multiple decoupling capacitor over here. So in this way, as we have seen, just highlighting the component and see what can be improved. So today we have learned different layers of observability. So that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and follow us for the upcoming videos.